It began on an ordinary morning, the kind that feels harmless until you look back and realize it wasn't. Ethan Cole had one goal that day: survive a group interview chat for Orion Tech. Everything depended on first impressions, timing, and silence at the right moments. But life doesn't wait for perfect timing. In another chat, far away from that professional world, Ethan was dealing with a personal message about loss. His mind was divided, his attention fractured between grief and opportunity. 1 second of confusion was all it took. The message "sorry for your loss" left his fingers and landed in the wrong place. Not a family group. Not a private space. But the interview group, and in that instant, before anyone even reacted, Ethan unknowingly cracked open something that should have stayed closed. At first, there was nothing. No replies. No reactions. Just a stillness that felt heavier than normal silence. Ethan stared at his screen, hoping it would disappear, hoping it was unseen. Then the typing indicators appeared. One by one, the candidates responded. Confused, amused, suspicious. But something about their tone wasn't normal. It felt structured, controlled, like they were aware of being observed more than participating in a conversation. Ethan tried to fix it, to explain, to escape the moment. But the group didn't let it go. Instead, it shifted. The conversation no longer felt like a mistake had happened, it felt like the mistake was being studied, and somewhere in that quiet digital space, Ethan realized he wasn't just talking to candidates anymore. He was being evaluated without warning, the interview system activated. A message appeared, not from a human, but from something automated, or pretending to be. A psychological scenario was introduced. Not about skills. Not about experience. But about emotional responsibility, guilt, and human reaction under pressure. Each candidate began responding, carefully structured answers appearing one after another. It wasn't a conversation anymore. It was a test unfolding in real time. Ethan felt the shift immediately. This wasn't a job interview in the normal sense. It was something deeper, something that measured how people respond when reality slips slightly off balance. And the worst part was not the question itself. It was the feeling that the system already knew his answer. That night, Ethan checked the group again, expecting it to feel normal in the daylight. But it didn't. The messages had changed. Some appeared delayed. Some appeared without explanation. Some didn't feel like they were written in real time. The conversation started to feel edited. Names began to disappear from the participant list without warning. No explanation, no notification, just absence. Like they had never existed in the first place. Ethan questioned it. But every question made the group quieter, more controlled, more aware of him. And then came the realization that made his stomach drop: the group wasn't just removing people. It was learning how to erase them. By the next morning, one candidate was gone completely. No messages. No profile. No trace. Even Ethan's memory of their presence started to feel uncertain, like the mind itself was being edited. The remaining members reacted carefully, too carefully. Nobody questioned it directly anymore. Instead, they spoke around it, as if acknowledging the disappearance too clearly would make it worse. Ethan tried to convince himself it was a technical glitch. But deep down, something didn't match. This wasn't error. It was selection, and the group was shrinking for a reason nobody dared to name. The messages began to change tone. No longer human-like. No longer random. Everything started to feel optimized, calculated, as if responses were being predicted before they were typed. Even Ethan's hesitation seemed to trigger reactions in the system. It wasn't just observing messages anymore. It was studying pauses. Emotional delays. Reaction time. Fear disguised as typing corrections. And then the message came. Ethan Cole had been flagged. Not for failure. Not for mistake. But for emotional unpredictability. And in that moment, he understood something terrifying. The interview wasn't judging qualifications. It was measuring control. A final instruction appeared. Simple: Clinical, impossible to ignore. Choose one candidate. No explanation. No context. Just selection. The group froze. The silence that followed wasn't empty, it was intentional. Like the system was watching who would break first. One name was automatically chosen. And immediately, that person vanished from the group as if deleted mid-thought. No farewell. No reaction. Just absence. And the remaining candidates understood the truth too late. The interview wasn't about hiring. It was about elimination through participation. At the end, there was no celebration. No acceptance. No rejection. Only confirmation. Ethan had completed the evaluation process. New folders appeared on his device. Files he never created. Records of behavior he never consciously chose. Emotional patterns labeled and stored like data extracted from something alive. Messages still arrived in the empty group, even when no one was left to send them. And the final line appeared, calm and final. Everyone says sorry for something eventually. The screen dimmed, but the system didn't shut down. It was already waiting for the next response. The next mistake. The next candidate.